Uche Montana, you cannot be serious. Uche Montana, you cannot be serious. I just finished watching the YouTube movie The Other Woman, and I have notes. But on my way, let me off my TV. Uche Montana, you cannot be serious, man. The end of this film, are you kidding me? Uche! Ah! Well, let me just get if you're for this film, you know what I'm talking about. Non-spoiler section. Let me just say this movie is about, what can I even say? This movie is about a man that goes to a woman's art gallery. A married man goes to a woman's art gallery. Let us say that. That is all I will say. And then you can watch the movie to find out the rest. I would say it's a really good film. I've never seen anything about Uche Montana like on her channel before. So this is my first time I've seen an Uche Montana production. And it was actually really good. I enjoyed it, but the ending, are you kidding? I saw the thing end. Anyways, without further ado, this is available on YouTube. Check it out. I think I watched. I'm not gonna lie. After like 30 minutes, I started watching it on 2 times speed. I'm not gonna lie, I give you. But it's actually a good film. Check it out. Yeah, I just want to jump into my spoilers, so let's just get into spoilers. Spoilers ahead. So the first thing that I wrote was, when the therapist says things may look as good or as bad as we perceive them to be, that I wrote that line because one, a good line, but two, after finishing this film, that really encapsulates a lot of this film because it's really the core of the movie is about the lies and like the things that we want to see and that we don't see. Because Queen knows kind of that this man is having an affair, and she doesn't want to be vulnerable and she doesn't want to look desperate. She doesn't want to ask. On the other hand, we see that Amanda too, she doesn't want to hire the PI and she's telling her friend about, magnifying glass. You don't want to put it on it because you will see stuff. So when they say things may look as good or as bad as we perceive them to be, it that really in so many ways. Like for Amanda, things are looking good. She does not want to twat that. For Queen, things are looking bad, but she also doesn't want to acknowledge how bad it is. Like that is just a good encapsulation of the movie with that one line. The next thing that I wrote was that Chief Balogun is really giving us single friends a bad name. Because how are you telling your married friend to come and follow you to this fine girl's gallery opening and then you're egging on his affair? Like, this is why people say don't have single friends when you're married, because Chief Balogun was proving that point right. The next thing that I said was that the art gallery attending being the same day as his anniversary was crazy. I thought it was even a different day. It's the same night. That is crazy. And then when Frank now came and started insulting her artwork, I said, if not me, I'll go come out this man. See this man, they crazy. But then after now insulting the work, I know you don't even respect the work on my wall. You now say, let me buy it for you. Let me buy it. Are the pants supposed to start to drop? Are they supposed to be coming off, Nicki Minaj? Because you've insulted my work and now you want to come and buy it to show And then this just leads me right into my next point, which is women in business. Because I said, more after watching Men's Code, I did that rant for that film, but this one too, we're women in business. Hey, just Oga sign this contract, you don't put hand on top. Yeah, Oga. Women in business must be like, hey, God, Oga, just do the work. I know I'm fine, but please, maybe just talk business. But at the same time, I know some women like this type of assertion. And I was just thinking that this kind of assertiveness, because the friend gets up and he leaves, and then the guy, Frank, now gets up and closes the door. For many women, this is a dangerous situation. Like, you can't just close the door of my office with only me inside. In a different film, this is a thriller. This is a horror. But in this movie, it's supposed to be romantic. And I was like, you know what? I guess it's thing called assertiveness. Like, your mileage may vary. If you're actually already kind of attracted to this person or you like the person, maybe this type of thing might be romantic to you. But if you don't, this is suddenly a horror film. This is a thriller. Because some of the things he was doing, I was like, oh, and we'll talk about it. Sure. Speaking of that, I've learned something from this film. That if a person tells somebody else to pay on their behalf, red flag, look at me. Maybe the person don't want to make you know their name. Now, red flag. And I'm realizing that from this film. I've never thought about that before. The next thing I said is fear married men. When he asked, are you married on your 25th wedding anniversary, you're saying I was divorced a long time ago. Married men. And then even Kingsley too, you're married. You're still coming up and saying, I married her, but it's you that I love. Married men. Hey! Then I said, it's an affair where your spouse starts to work out. I was laughing that I said, not Frank, I started to do push-up, and Queen said, wait, push-up? You don't they run? Why you start doing it? And that was the evidence of the affair. But no, really, he wasn't even hiding his affair. You're now pressing food, you're buying new shoe, buying new cologne. Like, Oga was not hiding this affair at all. And then, oh my God, when Queen said the line, when the therapist asked her, like, why is he smiling? Because she was like, he smiles more. And the therapist asks, why is he smiling, annoying you? She says, it excludes me. It makes me feel like I have nothing to do with that joy. And that was such a succinct way of explaining that emotion. When somebody's smiling, it's not as if they are smiling to the verse you, but you just know that maybe this person is having an affair or is having an experience that you're not part of. And when you're the one sitting across from them in the room, it can feel away. And that line was just so, I love that line. Oh, I love that line. That was a very good line. Then I said, let's talk about Queen. The shower matter. I said, Queen, you for let that one go now. Like Queen too, you get your own in your own way. I get it. He just came from outside. You want him to shower, but he has already showered before he went. This would be what, a third shower in one day. Like, if I just let that one go. And then the way she was really running this house like a military, I said, no, Queen, you self, you get your own. I no go lie, give you. Oh, the part where he was like, you never want to have a conversation, you just want to always prove that you're right. And she was like, I was wrong with that. I'm always right. I I burst into laughter because I said, Queen, you can't be serious. Not what's wrong with that? I'm always right. I don't. What's the issue? No, Queen was her own. Queen too was her own. And then I think that was all. No, no, no. I had that. You know that part where they are at the restaurant for lunch, Frank and Amanda. When he's offering to pay, and she's saying, "Take my card." I honestly thought that she was going to make him pay, like give the waiter his card, like allow the waiter to take his card, and then call the waiter later and say, "I beg no first, wait till be the name of the card." Because now that we know that this is what people are doing, they're lying about their names. Maybe we should start thinking, how can we start finding out names? And actually, dinner or lunch is a good one because they have to use their cards to pay. Which name did the card? Will you tell me the name, dear waiter? I beg. Because people are lying and whiling on the streets. Ultimately, the ending, after we don't follow this film from up to down, the part where we don't dey wait for say, oh yeah, what we find, I can't wait to see what Amanda's reaction when she now finally finds out who Frank is and who she's dealing with. Next thing Amanda enter, she see the picture, she's shocked, and I saw that film don't finish. I see Uche Montana, Uche Montana, Uche Montana. You know people dey vex for you for your comments, and I will be there. I'm not even check comments, but I'm sure they're versing for her. Uche Montana, don't play with me, girl. Don't play with me. Overall, this was a good film. I actually really enjoyed it. It was definitely actually a really good film. I think I'll check out more Montana Productions. This was good. If you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I also talk about movies. Also, by the way, please, Uche Montana, they do trailers for your film because I make my bingo cards from trailers. And the way I had to really use the spirit of deduction from just the little clips here and there that she posted on her social media to be able to kind of create this bingo card. Please do trailer next time. I beg. I like trailers. Anyways, that's all. And that's just for Uchi and for YouTube producers. Please help us. Until the next movie that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.